Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, Tonya TKO. I'm a self-love specialist. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a life coach, and I am a master's student in a graduate program studying psychology, and I'm doing what it is that I need to do to be able to help you get where you need to be. So on this channel, we discuss self-love, and we discuss self-loving topics, because any love that you have to put out there starts with self-love. So let's get an applause for that. Round of applause on that. All right. So today we're talking about a post that I put up on my Facebook page. I put it up on my Facebook page. I put it up on my YouTube community. I put it up and I want you all to see, all right, what people have been saying. Because I had an epiphany when I was listening to a video earlier today. During it, I forgot to put the girls' details in the description. Admin, before I get off of this video, remind me to update the description with this girl's link, because it seems like she's breaking it down for us over there. And while I was listening to her video early this morning. So first of all, in the video, she was saying, I did a 10-minute video explaining all of this. TikTok deleted it. She said, I'm not finna do all of that again, but here's the rundown. When I was listening to her video, TikTok removed the audio. Oh, but you know what? I got it. I was able to save it beforehand. Because you see, these platforms, they want to control what it is that you can and cannot hear. They want to pretend as if all of this stuff is controversial. Let me just say this up front for anybody who may misunderstand me. I am a Black woman. I'm a Nubian woman, right? I want you to please understand that this is about us right here. I am vying for us. So when you come to my platform and you say it's not that serious, oh, that's not going to happen, oh, baby, listen, I'm not concerned about your thoughts about what won't happen, simply because you know in your heart that it won't happen to you. You hear what I'm saying? Because you know that it won't happen to you. So today, I have a list of videos that we are going to watch. We are going to look at a news broadcast of people getting verified texts about becoming slaves and picking cotton or working in the field or the house, right? We're going to show a video from a wealthy white man who speaks out loud the truth of why Trump was really elected, why people like him, though logical, voted for Trump. We're going to listen to an audio from one of my knockouts, because when I put the short up yesterday, some of your people came to my page and said, oh, I'll take of all the things that never happened for 1,000. We're talking about what is happening to our children in the schools. There was a Black man yesterday, who told me to calm down, to not block these red hats on my profile. And I said, baby, stand back, lest you get caught in the blast. I'm a grown woman doing what a grown woman needs to do, since you won't. So we're going to hear from Joy DeGray, and Joy DeGray is going to tell us some things, and then we're going to pontificate with one another. We also have a video of, you know what, I won't give it away. I won't give it away who it is, but it's a person laughing about your body, my choice, and the impact that that is having on our children. For every mother out there and involved fathers, talk to your children right now, because these other children that they're going to school with are saying some very disgusting, vile things to your daughters and your sons. Not only that, the white boys are ganging up on the black boys and people that they think are immigrants. Oh, but then the black boys and the white boys are coming together to gang up on your daughters. And you won't believe what they're saying to them. You won't believe what your daughter is hearing in school. So we're going to go through that today, right? And listen, admins, we have a one-strike policy today. We're going to have block parties all around. Listen to me. Yeah. Step out of line. One time. Yes. If those of you who are regularly on my channel, you will notice when you came here today that when you clicked to comment that there were 3 rules that were placed up. Let me give you the rules for this broadcast. Attack the argument, not other people. Misogynistic slurs against women like 304s, SLUTs, all of that, blockable offenses. Every 30 minutes we get up and we dance. And at the end of every video, there's self-love lessons that I'm going to ask you for. So I want you to think about them during this broadcast. So if you're ready to jump into the video, I'm ready to jump into the video. So let's go and let's get it. So this is the post. You know, this all started yesterday. Let me show you this right here. This is my Facebook page. That's not it. This is my Facebook page right here, Tonya TKO Show. This all started with a post that I put up yesterday. And in that post, I told people, I referred to them as red hats. I guess they knew who they were, right? Let me scroll down and see if I can see this. This is a thing I put up just a moment ago. Let me see if I can get this squared right, because it's not squared right. There we go. About the live video, just promoting that. But down on the page, right, this is what I put up yesterday. I referred to these people as red hats and told them to come forward to get blocked. And what they did was they overran the post. They really started going in. They were so angry at me just wanting to remove them rather than just going remove themselves. This post has over 2,000 comments on it. Right? And I had to educate some people on there. But when I was on there, something interesting came up. And I want you all to take a look at this, right? I said, red hats come forward to get blocked. This black man right here, he came forward and says, I'm a black man who voted for Trump. Now go get your mental peace. But look who came to comment. A leopard came to comment to eat his face. And the leopard says, I'm glad that there's still blacks that know their place and that they will never be white. They know who it'll take to run this country. They know their places to serve. You are God-given. Oh, I never thought the leopards would eat my face, right? Okay, yeah. So the leopards came home to eat his face, and I'm laughing. I have concepts of sympathy for him. Yeah, concepts. Nonetheless, so this morning I got up and this is the video I put up yesterday. Let's see if we could take a quick listen to this real quick, right? So here. Oh, there's no sound on it. Their child is inside of a school, and after the election, the other kids said to the child, well, you know, we're so happy now that this person is won. We can't wait for you to be our slave. This is what they said to my knockout child. And my knockout child is crying and inconsolable, the child wanting to take themselves out of this world because the child can't fathom being in an existence where they are going to be enslaved to their classmates. Where did these classmates get these ideas? Where are they coming up with this stuff? What have they heard in the home? And in what ways are they replicating the parents' teaching? Right? Like we have a knockout who. So this is the video that I did yesterday. And in this video, people started to come out. These are the people who got blocked. One offense, menoplia. I'm not playing that, right? And they were like, oh, this never happened. I'm going to play the audio that my knockout left, right? And I'm going to give you an update on what has happened and transpired with that situation and how we as Black women, how we came together with the weight of our reach and got them to reconcile. Oh yeah, I'm going to talk to you about that as well. So let's continue going forward, right? So this morning I woke up and I said, you know what? I heard this girl's video and we're going to play it in just a moment. And I put up this post. As you see, this post has 500 comments on it. And I said, Black people, think about it. Once they deport the immigrants, who do you think they'll want to do that cheap labor for free? And I did hashtag 14th Amendment. Then I had to come back and add the hashtag Black jobs because apparently people weren't getting it. Because people were like, listen, don't ever work for free. I'm like, do you not understand what I'm saying? Do you not know what the 14th Amendment was? So let's read a little bit of, so then this is how this video came about. Because I had to tell them, wake up. This whole movement is about establishing their dominance and supremacy. And they were used to your free labor for half a millennia. The immigrants have a home country they can go back to. Where will you go? Black people are stuck here. Immigrants can go back to their country, but those who were chattel, their ancestors were chattel slavery. You are land of this land. Yeah, your people built it. You do not have citizenship to another place. How many of you all out there remember when Trump came forward to talk about Black jobs? If you remember that, go throw up the number 1 or raise your hand if you're on a mobile phone, right? They've been saying this out loud and you haven't been listening. One of the here. So listen, I want you to see what the Black people are saying. They're not getting it. They're not getting it. This Black woman says, well, this Black woman, she's with a white man and she says, girl, somebody got to pick that cotton and it ain't going to be white folk. Right? Then Solina says, this is our country, Black people. I'm not from Africa. You are not hearing what I'm saying. That's the point. You ain't got nowhere to go. You don't have no home country to return back to. You don't have anywhere to run to. Those of you out there, let's see. This is the vote. Okay. If you have watched all seasons of The Handmaid's Tale and you know how Gilead became Gilead, put up the number 2, throw up the peace sign, put up your hand, whatever it is that you need to do to let me know who out there is on the same page with me in terms of knowing about how Gilead became Gilead. Did Gilead become Gilead overnight? All right, it did not. So let's continue forward, right? Then Steve comes to say fear mongering, right? And I'm like, okay, stay right there. Go back to sleep. Because you know what they did was they took the term woke and co-opted it to make it seem like being awake is bad. The woke posse, the radical woke leftist. Yeah. So they took Black Lives Matter and turned the word into a hate group, so much so that from my hypnotherapy school that I went to, when I posted inside there, do Black Lives Matter, the mother effers removed me from the group. Yes, they did. Yes, they did, saying that they do not support hate speech. Really, bitch? Okay. All right. Then they took the word woke. So I wrote back to this guy and I told him to just go back to sleep. Just go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. There's a lot of comments on there. You can go see it for yourself. You can go see it for yourself. People are arguing me down. That's fine. Go argue me down. That's fine. because obviously you don't know what's coming down the pipeline, but I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you. All right. Then I had to repost the thing again, and I had to put the word slavery in the hashtag in big letters because people just was not getting it. They weren't getting it. All right. And then here we are. So let's go ahead and start getting into our videos. All right. So let's see, the people who know about Handmaid's Tale, it's a good number of us out there. Okay. Everybody doesn't know about Handmaid's Tale, but let me just give you all a brief synopsis of what happened in Handmaid's Tale. So the government started becoming more and more conservative, right? This is in the United States of America. The government started implementing more and more policies. So it started being against gay people, against women having their own bank accounts, against all of this other stuff, right? Against women voting, against all of this stuff. It happened slowly, and people were like, oh, well, you know, like the frog in the water, right? Little by little, little by little. And then what ended up happening is there was a war. So the United States wanted to secede from this government, right? So the rest of the states fought against it, and this government became known as Gilead. And in Gilead, because the birth rates had dropped, and we already know that the FBI has, that Forbes has stated that by 2049, 45% of women will be single and child-free. So they created this society with women who were fertile. They were known as handmaids. They had to wear red to indicate their period. Little girls wore pink as they were growing and then growing into their womanhood. There were different tiers in this society, and each person wore different color clothing. In Gilead, in the show, the black women were also handmaids and all this other stuff, but we already know that that's not realistic for where it is that we are. The show changed it from the book, because in the book, the older women and black women were martyrs. Older women were sent to the fields if you were past menopause and all of that, and you weren't. So like they humbled the doctors and the educated women, black women, and turned them into martyrs. Then they had the sisters who were rounding them all up and keeping them in line, the ultra conservative women. And the women who were fertile were used as wombs for the commanders and their wives. Forced births, they were forced R-worded. I just want you to know that this book was written from I forgot what it's called, but there's a type of fiction that is based on real life events. I talked about this in a video about 2 years ago. Margaret Atwood, who's the one who wrote the book, she talked about the type of fiction that this is. And it's a fiction that all of the works, all of the things that she's talking about in the book have all happened somewhere on the planet. This is why The Handmaid's Tale seems so real to us, because these are all things that are feasible and possible. Okay, so let's jump into the first video that I want to show you all. This is the video that they deleted, and I was able to catch this video by the skin of my teeth.
No, babe.
All right, here, let me get this large on the screen so that we can see this together. The name of this creator, I'll put it big on the screen so that you can see. The name of this creator is Lex Talk Too Much. That's her name. Follow her for updates, because I imagine that she's going to be updating. I want you to hear what it is that she has to say, because I feel that it is important. There's her name on the side of the screen as well. All right. So basically, she's responding to a person who is an immigrant who thinks that they are fine because they are here legally. Oh, you're so silly. How cute. How cute. Just wait till the leopards get hungry. Right? All right. Here.
They're not. That's what we're trying to tell y'all. They're not. They are. That's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen.
Hold on. This is coming through two different areas, and I need to get it into, I don't know where it's playing from.
educated, and it is so frustrating to hear y'all say things because you're basing off of what is reality right now. That's done. They just took my video down explaining to you why this is done, so I will re-explain it.
Okay, here.
They have these.
Here. Okay, perfect. I had to do that. Let me get, I didn't know where the sound was coming from, so I had to cue that back up. Let me restart this video for you all. And then,
No, babe.
okay, here. Let me know how the sound is for you all because I've turned it all the way up now. All right, let's go.
They're not. That's what we're trying to tell y'all. They're not. They are. That's not what's gonna happen. That's not what's going to happen. Y'all are not educated.
So I'll read the comment for you. Does not work like that. They will be evaluating those who became citizens while under criminal review. Basically, those who lied prior or failed to share conviction prior to being naturalized. Yeah, somebody said, bless your heart. Yeah, bless their heart. You know what's going to happen. You think they're going to do all of that research? I'm going to play a video for you all after this so that you can pay attention. Okay? But I want you to hear how they took her video down before, and this is her second time having to put it up. So now that it's up here on our platform, we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry because it's here emblazoned in history forever. Well, on these different platforms.
And it is so frustrating to hear y'all say things because you're basing off of what is reality right now. That's done. They just took my video down explaining to you why this is done, so I will re-explain it. They have the Senate and the House and the presidency. Them changing the...
Excuse me, and the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court. The America that you know, and he's getting ready to put 3 more people on the Supreme Court, young people who will be on there for at least 50 years. America as you know it is done. The founding fathers, what's to stop anybody from changing the idea of America that the founding fathers had? And then the founding fathers came here as immigrants themselves, displaced the native indigenous people that were on this land, killed and genocided them. The founding fathers felt that they owned human beings themselves. So what is this country really going to look like once these people start changing what you know America to be? Please just take a few moments to venture with me. The checks and balances are off. The House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and the presidency. What is to stop them from doing anything that they want? It is, come on. I need you to wake up. They told you that the word woke was bad, so now you asleep. Wake up. Hear this young woman and let's talk.
Rules on what's a citizen, who's naturalized, how you become naturalized, they can do that in a blink of an eye, day one. They said they're starting mass deportations day one. How do you think they're going to do that? Do the math. Do the math. Because what y'all are trying to do, because you're being called out, what y'all are trying to do is make yourself the only immigrant. But you're not, right? So this doesn't just apply to Latinos. Y'all are just ones being called out. There simply are not 25 million illegal immigrants in this country. That number does not exist. The number is somewhere between 3 and 7 million. How do you think they're going to get the other 22 million? Where do you think 22 million is going to come from? All of y'all who got y'all papers in the last 10 years, they're gone. That's gone. That's gone. They're already changing it. So in multiple states, in North Carolina where I live, they removed the naturalized term from what makes a citizen. That's just on the state level. So you think the people who ran on the mission to deport 25 million people while knowing full well 22 million of those people will not be illegal immigrants, will not change who is legal and who's not when they have all the branches of the government? That's what you think? That's what you think? That's what you think? It don't work like that today, but it's gonna work like that in January. And they just said it. Y'all fell for the okie doke. Y'all fell for the okie doke because you're basing your logic off of what is today. Today is not tomorrow. And tomorrow, your ass will be on a bus to Tijuana. Okay? don't don't think it's not gonna be you. Cause it will be you. It will be you. If it's not you, it's gonna be your mama. And if it's not your mama, it's gonna be your auntie. And if it's not your auntie, it's gonna be your niece. And if it's not your niece, it's gonna be your sister. And if it's not your sister, it's gonna be your best friend. And if it's not your best friend, it's gonna be your godmom. It's gonna be somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If your community is full of immigrants, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. You're going to miss those people. There are going to be fully cities that are fully abandoned because the whole town has been deported. There are going to be full businesses, full
Listen.
warehouses, full farms that are abandoned because all the employees have been deported.
That's the part where I had the epiphany. You all remember when Trump said that those immigrants had black jobs? What jobs do they have? The illegal immigrants, what jobs do they really have? Black jobs? They're picking tomatoes in San Diego at the California border for pennies on the damn dollar. They're dishwashing inside the restaurants. They're shining shoes. They're over there on the side of the damn highway selling snacks to cars. The woman got the baby strapped on her back. If you're in one of those cities where you've seen them with the baby strapped on their back, passing through behind and in between traffic, selling snacks and little spicy pieces of pineapple on a stick, or watermelon with that little chupa, that little spicy spice and some lemons. Once these farms are empty and the immigrants that were doing the work are deported, and your black ass is here with no citizenship to anywhere else, what do you think? Wake up! Share this video, goddamn. Share this video right now, because it's up right now, but for how long, who knows? Share this video. Tag somebody in it now. When those people don't have workers, think about the backbone of this society, and I want you to think about what it is that you learned from those exit polls. I want you to think, what did you find out about how people truly feel? I did some research years ago when I was doing a podcast, and in my podcast, I found out that white women pretended to be very innocent. They pretended to be very innocent during slavery. Oh, you know, the men did that, but we were down bad too. Ooh. But I did some research. Guess what? Guess what? There are whole states, and Georgia is one of them, that it was illegal for a black woman to be a housewife. It was illegal for her not to have employment. It was illegal because they missed you so much waiting on them goddamn hand and foot. They were envious of your glowing melanin-filled skin, that hair that stands and defies effing gravity, fluffy as the Lord's hair himself. Those of you who know. And they missed you waiting on them. They couldn't stand your hair in all of the glorious styles you used to do. So then you all had to cover your hair in places like Louisiana. If I'm not telling the truth, put a 0 up in the comments. Admins, look for anybody putting up a 0. Because I know the truth that I'm speaking. And then that's when we got our gaylays and started wrapping our hair up in beautiful crowns. And then they couldn't fucking stand that either. White women were instrumental in your enslavement. You think they didn't know what was going on to your daughters, your little girls, especially when little mixed race babies started showing up on the plantation? They knew what was going on. They knew that those were their husbands' children. They had, oh my gosh, what is the name of this act? It's when we come from the next break, I'm going to pull up this act because There was a law that had to be passed. There was a law that had to be passed because so many children were being beat and unalived. It was white women beating black children and mixed children to death. They had to pass a law in certain states. They had to pass a law because these white women were so enraged that their husband just she couldn't quench his thirst. It was insatiable that he kept going out back. That when those babies were born, and then when your little children, cute as brown button as can be, little chocolate drops, cherubs, they would beat those babies to death. Put up a 0 if I'm lying. Let's finish listening to her video, right?
What I'm about to say is not related to this comment. It's related to the video they took down. If you missed it, it was a 10-minute video. I don't got time to do all that again. But I was basically drawing the connection between what is going to happen and what happened with the Holocaust. When they were rounding up Jews and putting them in the concentration camps, do you think that the only people in the concentration camps were Jews? No, they were not. Muslims were there. Gay people were there. People that they called gypsies were there. I don't know what the current term is for that word. Please don't eat me up. But that's what they were calling them then. They were there. And you know who else was there? Agitators. Agitators were there. Y'all sit on this internet telling the tea. And this is for leftist TikTok because we've been trying to tell y'all. Everybody's told y'all. Y'all getting up here telling the tea, telling all the plans. When everybody who's ever done real work knows that real work don't happen on the phone, bitch. Real work happens on the street. It happens on the pavement. It happens ear to ear. You know why? Because the feds are always listening. They always have informants.
Haven't they been testing this out for the longest? Haven't they been testing out listening on our devices through apps? Haven't they been testing that out? And then I want you all to pay attention to another test. Think about it. During the pandemic, what was the other test that had to do with your phone? President Trump did it. What was that test? He checked to see whether or not he had the ability to send everybody and push through a text message on everyone's phone. Do you remember that? Because we're going to talk about cotton picking in a moment. Remember that test? Oh yeah. You're going to sit here and see all of the signs in front of you and pretend as if you don't see. All right.
So you may not have that issue, right? But what if your brother, whether they come knock on your brother's door and he flip on y'all, now your whole house gone? Come on now, act like y'all know how this works. Come on now, show me you know how the feds get down. Show me something, for real. All y'all people who sat up going extra hard for all of these causes and attaching your name and your face to movements and your location and your city and showing your homes, you're on a list. You're on a list. And don't you dare look like you might have a parent who's not from here. You're out of here. Where do y'all think they're going to get these numbers from? Where do y'all think they're going to get these numbers from? Every time they've caught a mobster, every time they've caught a gangster, every time they've caught a drug dealer, all these rappers, what's one thing they all have in common? They be on them fucking phones. And every time I tell y'all, get off them fucking phones. The phones be tapped to shit. I know regular niggas who work for the FBI. Regular, be in the club with the feds. You think they don't be on this app ready to do their job? Scrolling at their desk in the federal building? Y'all are slow. Y'all are not in reality. Y'all are not in the field. And I'm thinking it's because y'all are young. To be honest, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Y'all, and like I said, you're not black. So your grandparents were not telling you the real stories. Word of mouth. Them fucking books always been lying. Y'all worried about them removing critical race theory. The books always been lying. Ask the Native Americans. They always been lying. When they had the Trail of Tears, bro, y'all about to really wake me up, bro. When they had the Trail of Tears and they had all them people walk to North and South fucking Dakota, what happened before that? They broke a fucking treaty. The government agreed to give them this land and said, actually, never mind, we want it back. So actually, never mind. They want their green card back.
All right. So I want you all to pay very close attention. please. People are saying that I'm fear-mongering and all of this other stuff. Okay. Listen, let me tell you something. When you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And speaking of ready, who has been the group of people who have been stockpiling guns and assault rifles for decades? There's some people who just really haven't gotten over the fact that you are no longer their servant for free. They haven't gotten over it at all. They have let you know through their actions that the police are here for them. But the police, they work for them. They use the police as their personal bodyguards. And they know, because when the police show up, listen, let me tell you, I remember I was in California. I was in my RV at the time, and I happened to come to a rodeo, right? And I went to the rodeo. I'm surrounded by white people. And the person next to me decides to start getting a little rah-rah. She's drunk. All types of stuff is going on. When the ruckus began and security came over, even though this woman looked like a meth head and was all of, guess who they turned to try to forcibly remove from the premise? They turned to me. And I'm sitting there surrounded by all these people. And the person to my left started hollering at security. She didn't do anything. It's the one over there who did it. And then some people up in the back and other people started hollering that I wasn't the one who did anything. What has our country shown you about the way some of these people feel? Are there enough of the anti-racist white people to really stand up for what's right against the people who will not? What about the people who will be silent? What about them? When the roundups start happening, are they going to risk themselves for you? I just want us to pay attention. It's time for us to get up and dance. Oh, so it's like people are not, I'm trying to tell you all this as plainly as I can, but people are acting like they're not getting it and they're not paying attention. Those who hear me will hear me. Those who won't, you won't, but you need to start making a plan now, because when things begin to change, it can change very quickly or slowly, but at what point, what's the threshold for you to start making a plan? I want to ask you that question, because only you know that on the inside of yourself, right? So let's see. I am going to pull up some music for us to dance to. And then we're going to go from there. People are acting like they not getting it. And I'm like, stay asleep then. That's fine. The people who hear me will wake up. That's fine if you don't. All right, do we want to listen to that or do we want to listen to this? Okay. Okay, let's go. We got 2 minutes on this song. All right, come on. Okay, listen, we dance because we sit for a long time in these videos and we have to promote health and well-being. So get up out your seat. Come on, get your heart rate up. Come on.
Can't nobody do it just like I. Boy, you got just what I like. Come on, baby, let's kiss, don't fight.
All right.
What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like.
Okay.
What you wanna do? Tell me what you like.
All right.
Say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like.
All right.
Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like. Ooh, damn, tell the DJ turn the beat up. Got a white boy who be singing like a Beatle. Claim she getting bread, but I heard she doing keto. I don't do drugs, I'ma smoke a little weedo. I can chase a man for no paper. Just think it's sweet, I'ma show him now or later. I be getting money on the wake up. He a broke boy, tell that nigga get his cake up. Only with dope boys, they the ones who spinning paper, get your weight up. Toast in the Addy and it stay up. Just out here mad, told him I salam alaikum. Who that 5'5", she don't even need no makeup. What you wanna do?
We got like another minute.
What you wanna do? Tell me what you like.
Hey,
What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like.
All right. Woo. Okay. Yes, you did it. Okay. So somebody is saying, just know they'll miss us. Don't you understand what this is about? This is about the energy and vibration of people who are miserable. You think they're gonna leave you alone, Black people? They went halfway across the world to find us, all the way across the world to get us, and continue to go. Not only that, when we tried to separate ourselves and build ourselves up and build stuff for ourselves, they came to our areas and then burned them down. They steal our ideas on TikTok. They steal our ideas on the internet. They've been stealing our inventions for hundreds of years. They don't have what it takes. The creativity, they just don't have it. No matter where we go, we will find them near us. It is about them feeling deeply, deeply insecure about knowing that there's a certain thing that we have that they just don't have. And they will not leave us alone. They cannot exterminate us because we are the original. No matter what it is, they will return back to base. And I believe that you know what, I'm not going to say my exact beliefs. We'll just go forward from here. So there's a video that I need you all to see. The people behind the scenes on my text notification squad. So listen, if you're on this broadcast and you want to support the broadcast with a contribution, my Cash App is $. Ooh, my thing is plugged up. It's $Tonya TKO. And the QR code is on the screen, so you'll be able to see that. Let's get our 35 minutes back up on the timer, and then we shall go forward. All right, so so there's somebody saying they never brought us from across the sea. We were always here. Well, that means you were, colonized on your own land? All right. Why didn't you go back home? What language were you speaking? Why was it so difficult to organize? If this is your home, why didn't you just go back home? I don't understand. But if you understand, that's cool. That's cool. So that means that there were many people. So what you're saying is that we were never brought from Africa. That means we all spoke the same language because we were already here. Yet organizing was very difficult, right? Reading and writing was difficult. Why is it? So I don't know. Tell me what I'm not getting. Tell me what I'm not getting. Let's continue going forward. There's another video that I want you all to see. This is a very important one, and you let me know if you have not seen this video, because I wasn't going to play this video because I felt that it was making the rounds. But I want to know. But if you all haven't seen the video, then that means that that it's a good thing that I'm playing it here for you all. Have you seen this video? If you have seen this video, put up a 3. If you have not seen this video, then put up a 4. Because I wasn't going to play it, but I was like, let me go ahead and just see if there's somebody who hasn't seen it who needs to see it. Right? All right, I'll wait for those numbers to come in and we're going to start on the video.
But I want to know how it is you voted for Donald Trump when you're so into facts, because his entire campaign is not based in facts. It was all based in propaganda and emotion.
I voted for Donald Trump for one reason only. His policies, if implemented, would slow the dispossession of whites in the United States. If you were to deport all illegal immigrants, if you were to think very hard about letting in any Muslims, all of this would slow the rate at which whites are becoming a minority.
Why are you so worried about the white dispossession of America?
Because I want my people to survive. Is that so strange? We don't control China. We don't control any place where whites are not a majority. And if we become a minority, we will not control our own destiny anymore.
I grew up in this country as a minority, as the children of immigrants. I was their first child born in America. And while I didn't have much possession or didn't much control, I really enjoyed myself. And I think that if you ask a lot of Americans, they would say that I had a lot to offer this country. You know, according to you, I guess I would be perpetuating the dispossession of white America.
That is true. That is true.
Would you say that you wouldn't want me in this country?
At some point, when my ancestors built this nation, they did not build it with the intention of giving it away to Mexicans or Chinese or Haitians or to anyone else.
Do you consider, you keep saying your ancestors built this country, you consider that a fact?
Who else built it?
Black people, Native Americans, Chinese people who came and built the railroads.
Do you think none of that could have been
Italian
achieved?
people.
But they're Europeans, aren't they?
But I want to know how it is you voted for Donald Trump when you're so into facts.
Pay attention. He never answered whether or not he doesn't want him in this country. He's sitting there eating with him and he's able to choke down his food. Look at him. And then he's like, we built this country. You were just something to be used. Your ancestors were just like a plow. They don't see you as human. Many of these people are very upset that you have been given quote unquote equal rights. Many of these people see you as an N-word. They saw Kamala Harris as, listen, they saw her as an N-word. They think that you are inferior. In their ignorance, they think that they are superior, and they are trying to find some way with their what is it called? Their confirmation bias. They're trying to find different ways that they can confirm the bias that they already have. And so they see you as subhuman, beneath human. And you know how angry they were to see Obama in the White House, a quote unquote N-word in the White House? This is how Trump got elected. Don't you see that this is part of where it is that they want to go? And more than half of Americans are fine with allowing him to take it there. How much do you trust the people that you think you trust? If they had the chance for you to be their unpaid servant, do you think they would jump at that opportunity? What about your child? What about that? I just want you all to just pay attention. This is what it was all about all along. They try to pretend that it was about policy. He had concepts of a plan. Somebody wrote some stuff on his website, but the people who were in his prior administration penned Project 2025. Many of you were like, oh, that has, just because he said it had nothing to do with him, you believe him? The man is a damn liar. But he slips up and tells the truth. He told the truth that he believed that the jobs, that the low-paying jobs that the illegal immigrants had, he believed that those were black jobs. You were supposed to be out there on that farm picking those tomatoes. Cotton is not, there are gins now to pick cotton, but tomatoes still have to be picked by hand. People still need servants, and pedos and perverts still need their supply. They still need their supply. There are a few other things that I need to show you all. That's one video right there. You know what? Since we're talking about it, we're going to jump over to Dr. Joy DeGruy. We're going to jump over and take a look at her video. For those of you who are on Instagram and you're only seeing half of the screen, come over to YouTube and Facebook and you can watch it there. If you're watching on TikTok, I can't see your comments from TikTok because you're getting a relay signal. So you can come over to Facebook, even Twitch. You can come to YouTube and you can comment on the YouTube. It's at Tonya TKO. So let's continue going forward. There's a video I want you to see on IG. What's the best way to show you all this video? I put it in my stories, so I'll play it from that. YouTube and Facebook, and you can watch it there. If you're watching on TikTok, I can't see your comments from TikTok. All right, let's go forward. It's not... let me see. What is the best way? I know what to do. I can play it from my phone. Let me put this here, here. Okay. So let's see if we can get this up on the screen, and then let's go to the story.
As an enslaved African woman, you had no rights to your own body. No rights at all to your own body. And it didn't start when you were a woman. You know, that's the other kind of mythology when we talk about rapes. We're thinking about women.
Oh, what happened? Why is it not playing the whole video?
As an enslaved African.
Oh, give me a second. Give me a second. I need to go into my archives and pull this up because you all need to see this whole video because the whole video is so deep. The whole video is so deep.
African woman.
This is the most.
As an enslaved African woman, you had no rights to your own body.
Let me go back.
This is the most.
Here.
As an enslaved African woman, you had no rights to your own body. No rights at all to your own body. And it didn't start when you were a woman. You know, that's the other kind of mythology when we talk about rapes. We're thinking about women. You think they waited till they were 18? You think few girls got to teenage years without having been raped? To imagine being a mother. Someone just comes in the middle of the night and says, you know, we have some visitors. They like young ones. So we're going to pass her along to the visitors that night. So you can't wrap your head around that. And we want to really believe that, well, that just happened a couple of times. Well, according to a mid-1800s census, there are over 600,000 mixed-race babies born.
Over 600,000.
That's a lot of sneaking out back.
How many times, though? Because a person is only fertile.
This is the most dystopian thing.
A person is only fertile.
As an enslaved African woman, you had no rights to your own body. No rights at all to your own body. And it didn't start when you were a woman.
A person is only fertile during one small period a month, starting at around the age anywhere from 10 to 16. What about all of the rapes that occurred outside of that window for the fertile and those who are pre-fertile and post-fertile? What about all of the rapes that occurred then? We're talking about 600,000 mixed-race children that were born. How many of those were aborted, beaten out of them? How many of those were stomped out of them? How many of those the mother died in childbirth? 600,000. Over 600,000 mixed-race children born. So I want you to pay attention to that because many of these people, they never lost their thirst and their hunger for your flesh. They never lost it. Let's go on to the next video. I want you all to see this right here. If you're enjoying the video, go ahead and give a thumbs up. If you're on a cell phone, put the little thumbs up emoji. I'm going to check on my people on TikTok and see. Oh, TikTok limited my visibility. Look at that. So that's it, TikTok. I won't be, after I get off of this broadcast, I most likely won't be able to broadcast on TikTok again. So make sure that you are on my main platforms, YouTube, Facebook. Facebook is a kind of iffy, but on YouTube is my main platform. So Tonya TKO. I also put my clips up on Tonya TKO clips because I just got a signal from TikTok. So I'm not going to be able to, they're not going to give me RMPT access like this at all. So that's it right there. Well, I tried, didn't I? But we already know. So listen, there's an app. I hear something ringing. Inactivity. What are they talking about? Hold on. They're trying to cut me off of the live on TikTok. Oh, wow. Isn't that interesting? They tried to cut me off of the live on TikTok. Wow. Interesting, isn't it? Well, listen, these are the times that we're in. Fanbase is a Black-owned app. Isaac Hayes' son started it. And you have less restrictions over there. So go to Fanbase. You heard it here. All right, so I want you all to see this video because this is an important video that you need to see. And then I'm going to play the longer version of this video so that you all can hear. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so I want you to pay attention to this and please check on your children because this is happening right now. Let me see. Okay. Here, let's take a listen.
Bitch, we control your bodies. Guess what? Guys win again, okay?
Let's start from the beginning.
Hey, bitch, we control your bodies. Guess what? Guys win again, okay? Men win again. And yes, we control your bodies. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. It's your body, my choice. You will never control your own bodies. You will never be the president of the global empire. Never gonna happen, sweetie.
I already know there's going to be a bunch of people who are like, who cares what that troll has to say? He's not President Trump. He doesn't matter. I don't even know who that guy is. You don't recognize that guy? I don't blame you. It's hard to keep track of all the shitheads. But that's Nick Fuentes.
Listen.
As in Donald Trump had him over for dinner.
Listen.
White nationalist, Holocaust denier. And he was like, come on in. Come to Mar-a-Lago with Kanye West. We'll chop it up. That's who said that. Plus, this has made a ton of them feel very, very emboldened.
Listen.
When Nick posted Your Body, My Choice Forever, this guy said, there's going to be a lot of...
If you can't see that word, it's R-A-P-E. Yeah. And look at the face of the emoji that he put. They can't wait. They can't wait. There's one thing that I want you to remember is that that was a mating strategy for these men in the days of old. That they will go out on war conquest because it would be promised that they could R-word women and then keep them prisoner as their family. Yeah. So there's a lot of incels and lonely guys and all this other stuff. So they can't wait for pandemonium. They can't wait for you to be vulnerable. Listen. Protect yourself, ladies.
Women threatening sex strikes, LMAO, as if you have a say. Oh, and then here's a comment.
Here, did you see where he where he showed that? Women threatening sex strikes as if you have a choice. It's down here. It's down here.
From TikTok that was left on a woman's video. Big Paul here after his failed rap career. Leaving that in comments. Oh, and remember when myself and others were talking about Project 2025? And a bunch of y'all were like, that's not real. You're spreading misinformation. That's not Donald Trump. He has Agenda 47. As if Agenda 47 isn't like the children's book version of Project 2025. Remember that? Remember how you all said that? It wasn't even 24 hours. It was literally the next morning, hours after his victory. Republicans celebrate by admitting they can't wait for Project 2025. All these people, Matt Walsh, Charlie Kirk, all these people out here going like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, that is real. And again, you might go, well, that's just a bunch of like internet shitheads. Doesn't mean Trump's gonna... Except Donald Trump plans to hire this Project 2025 author to regain control of the border. When he has one of the key authors of Project 2025 sitting in his chambers there as one of his yes men with his ear. You think this guy's not going to try and sell him on the other stuff? And they have the best sales pitch in the world. It goes like this. Mr. President, you're worried about all these things. You don't have to worry about this. This is a lot of work. A lot of other people have already done the legwork for you. They've come up with the plans. All you have to do is take this. We already wrote it up. Just take this and go out there and say, I have an idea. You can even take full credit. We're fine with that. You take the credit, you go out there, and then we'll just do it. That's the world we're looking to live in. And I feel like the next 4 years, it's going to be a whole lot of me going, I fucking told you so.
Hey, bitch, we control your bodies.
All
Guess
right.
what? Guys win again, okay?
So I want you to be aware, be very aware that this is not a drill. This is happening right now. There is something that I want to play for you all real quick. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. There's something I want to play for you all that I saved yesterday. Let's see. This is not the right, I'm not in the right account. Okay. I'm looking for a video with a girl who's talking some very real truths. Okay, hold on. I am in, oh wow. Look. Okay. So, I want to show you all what is happening right now. Okay? Somebody check on my TikTok page, because this is what I see on my TikTok page right now. That's what I see. This is why I don't have any videos on TikTok that are not on another platform. This is what I see. This wasn't like that before. So during this broadcast, after I started getting those warnings, this is what I see. I just want you to be very aware of the state of where it is that we are right now. So the video that I'm looking for, and as long as we're live on here, I'm going to continue going forward. Right? Let me, this is very disheartening. But you know what? It's par for the course. It's par for the course. Oh, that's my, oh, okay. Interesting. All right. So listen, let's go ahead. I'm going to pull the video from my behind the scenes because we never know what's happening with these platforms. Yeah. So I want to play you all this video of a woman who talks about a world that we do not want to live in. Give me just 1 second. I'm looking for it now. I posted it yesterday. There was a woman who did a video. I look at a lot of different videos, so I'm trying to find this one. I'm trying to find the video where, okay, let me, oh, here. Here is one of them. So, okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Because you saw what I saw, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get this up and let's take, I'm going to have you all watch the full version of this video. Hold on. I want you all to see this while I'm searching for that other video. I want you all to just take a look at this, right? This is the full version or a longer version. I'm sure it's not the full version, but this is a longer version of what it is that he said. All right. Let me get the sound up on this. All right.
The feel when you're totally not pressed. The feel when we control your bodies. Hey, bitch. The feel
Hold
when
on.
you're totally not pressed.
Hold on. Hold on. I want to make sure that, all right, here we go. Let's go all the way back and start again. Here.
The feel when you're totally not pressed. The feel when we control your bodies. Hey, bitch, we control your bodies. Guess what? Guys win again, okay? Men win again. And yes, we control your bodies. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. It's your body, my choice. And men, women again. Men win again. There will never, ever be a female president. Never. There will never be a female president, ever. It's over. Glass ceiling? Dude, it's a ceiling made of fucking bricks. You will never break it. Your stupid face keeps hitting the brick ceiling. We will keep you down forever. You will never control your own bodies. You will never be the president of the global empire. Never gonna happen, sweetie.
Are you happy now? Are you happy? Because
All right. So there. So I thought that was an interesting video. He spoke a little bit longer about the glass ceiling and all of this other stuff. And one of the things that I want, so now I'm going to play an audio from my knockout because people were like, oh, that never happened, this, that, and the other. And I'm going to give you an update on what happened with her. So this guy, My Body, Your Body, My Choice, is trending, right?
if there is a physical act,
Okay, so I want you all to just pay attention. So listen, I'm going to pull up the audio. All right, here we go. All right, listen to my knockout here. Listen.
You know, I never realized how serious this was. My 8-year-old this morning, when he woke up, first thing he asked, "Mommy, who won?" And I told him. And he immediately started crying. And my little 8-year-old is telling me he wants to unalive himself. Well, I had to encourage him to tell him that was not a good response because no matter what he does, you know, he's still president. And we're, as a family, we'll be losing him. And then he goes on to tell me in his class, there's a lot of Trump supporters, his classmates, other 8-year-olds. And they're telling him, oh, they can't wait for him to be their slave. This is how serious this is.
Wow. Yeah. So the update on this is she contacted the school. And the school was like, oh, you know, it's just kids being kids. It's nothing serious. She went to the school after school and spoke to the parent teacher organizer. And they said, oh, you know, we're going to have a meeting next week, oh, this, that, and the other, right? Then she got a phone call from someone today. And she told that person, listen, I know someone who's a social media influencer because I'm going to show you a little comment. Let me grab this comment real quick, right? So Black women, hats off to you, because yesterday when I posted that up, instead of being like those trolls, right? Instead of being like those trolls, this is what black women did. This is what they did right here. Raquel came out and said, how can we get this information out without invasion of privacy of the child and their family? People need to know these things are happening. And I contacted my knockout and I said, listen, people are ready to mobilize. Let me know what it is that we need to do. And I let her know that she had people behind her. And the person who called her, so the school had not resolved this issue. And the person who called her was following up from I guess the PTO. And she said, listen, I know a content creator with a large following that is going to expose this situation within the hour. Within the hour, she got a call from the school taking it seriously. Black women, thank you. There were some black men on that post. I am happy that they came out. However, the advocacy from black men has not been consistent over these years for me to give them a shout out. But the advocacy from black women, like really putting boots on the ground and doing the doggone thing, has been consistent. And they know where it is that we are, and they knew from seeing who it is that she is. And when they heard about the platform that was going to expose this, they got it together. And this is a message to my knockout. If at any point this is not being resolved in the way that you see fit, so that the children who did this, that their parents come in and they are accounted for, make those motherfuckers have to get off from work and come down to the school. Bring them front and center to account for their children's words and actions, because somebody is saying something near these children and their parents need to know what is going on, what's coming out of their children's mouths. If this situation is not resolved to the highest degree of your liking, let us know. Let us know. Yeah, let us know. Okay. And some of you are posting about stuff that's going on in your children's schools. Yeah. So let me show you this. On the tail end of the Fuentes story that we just posted, I want you all to contemplate this. I want you to contemplate this, right? Listen to what she has to say.
If there is a physical act that 50% of the population can do to you as a woman that you cannot do to a man, that puts your physical health at risk, your mental health at risk, that derails your education, your ability to work and provide for yourself, that saddles you with a lifelong, incredibly serious financial commitment, that puts your life at risk, because pregnancy is incredibly dangerous, especially in a place that tries to regulate it, then you are not free. And you will never be free. You are a second-class citizen. You are a tool that men will use to shape societies as they see fit. I genuinely get why people are against abortion. Personally, why it makes you uncomfortable, why it doesn't align with your religion. I was raised Catholic, but there has never been and there will never be a country where women do not have the legal right to access abortion, where women are safe, free, and have any semblance of equality with men. If every day you walk outside your door and 50% of the population can physically overpower you in a way that ends your education, your career, your financial independence, your ability to be independent from a man, you are not free. If the circumstances of your health and your life can change in an instant because a man decides to get you pregnant and you can do nothing about it, you not only don't have control over your body, you don't have control over any aspect of your life. Men do. The government does. We can either live in a world where women have freedom and control over our own lives, or we can live in a world where no one gets an abortion. Those are the two options. This is not fear-mongering. This is not blowing things out of proportion. This is the history of female oppression throughout history and across the globe. There are incredibly powerful people in this country moving for national minimum standards on abortion, which are national
So listen,
bans.
I want you all to, her page is, let's see if I could put this, her name is Allie Rooker, right? So this is her page right there, Ali Rooker. So go check out the rest of that video, watch it on her platform. I just wanted you to contemplate where we've come from. These men are already talking about you don't have a choice, they're going to overpower you, there's going to be a lot of R word. They're already saying that. And they're saying this to the girls as well. Little boys are saying this. So in the case of my knockout, white boys ganged up on her black son. But in other cases that I'm hearing, black and white boys are teaming up together to gang up on the girls and let the girls know that they could do whatever they want to these girls' bodies. This is the message that these boys are getting out here. So I need everybody out there, if you have a child, pull your child aside and talk to your child right now about what's being said. Arm them with things to retort back. Let them know that they can tell you anything and they're not going to get in trouble. Let them create open doors of communication so that they can tell you what's going on. Because, you know, kids don't really want to make a big deal and they don't want to, you know, all the fuss. But these things need to be nipped in the bud. More than one girl, more than one, and we're talking about 10, 11, 12-year-old girls and 10, 11, 12-year-old boys saying that they have what they could do whatever they want to these girls' bodies, right? So you need to prepare for what is coming down the pipeline. The guardrails are off. The training wheels are off. I want you to understand how laws are made in this country. I want you to understand how laws are made. We have Congress. We have the Senate, we have the House of Representatives, we have Congress, the Senate, we have the presidency and the Supreme Court. What other branches are there that control how laws are made? What other branches? Those are the checks and balances right there. Listen, don't wait to wake up in Gilead to realize. And those people who are bragging about how they're not African, that this is their home, okay, that means you don't have anywhere to go. You're stuck in Gilead. You're stuck in Gilead. At least the people who are going to be deported, they can go back to a country where people care about them. You are surrounded and outnumbered, just like I was at that doggone rodeo. I was surrounded by these people. Remember, 60 to 70% of this country is white. Like, there were people who were like, it's the Latins' fault that he was put in office. Well, Latin people are what, 4 to 8% of the population? What? What is 4%? Even if every single one of 4% voted, that cannot combat 70%. It can't. Come on. This is what they wanted. Oh, wow. It's time for us to take another break. That 35 minutes went really quick. All right. So when we come back from this break, because we're going to dance, we're going to get up and we're going to move because we need to move. Yes, we're Black Americans, but if you don't have anywhere to go, if you don't have an offshore, let me not say too much. Behind the scenes, we'll talk, right? What do you do? So we're going to dance right now, and when we come back from the dance, I'm going to play a few more videos for you. We're going to listen to this cotton picker text that has been going around, and then we are going to listen to a few more things that I feel that you need to hear, and then we'll probably be going into another break. Remember to think of your self-love lessons as we are going along. So let us get some music up here and see what we shall dance to right now. Let's see. It's loud. Oh my goodness. Let's see, what's this? All right, I like this. Come on, let's get it. Come on. Come on, get up out your seat. All right, come on. Come on. I know. Come on. Somebody says, do I believe what I'm saying? Come on. Come on. That was so much fun. That was so much fun. Listen, you don't have to have the best dances, but get up and get your heart rate pumping. Remember, you should aim for 150 minutes of high heart rate exercise every week. So right now, if you have been dancing with me, you have at least 6 minutes. All right? Thank you. So you people who are saying, go Tonya, go, you're supposed to be up and getting it too. All right, so you should be like, go me, go me. Lolo is saying, I love her energy. I love your energy too. Monique is calling me silly. I hope you all are getting up and dancing too, because I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it now because I've already mentioned it. I was gonna say you should be dancing too, because when it's time to run, you wanna make sure that you're in good cardiovascular health. That's what I was gonna say. But I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Or did I? Oh my goodness, that is so funny. That is so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's get to the next set of videos that I want us to pay attention to. Actually, let's look at a news thing, right? Here. Baller Alert is reporting that Trump advisors turbocharged denaturalization product and it sparks fear among immigrant communities after election. Let me tell you, they all thought it was going to be somebody else. They all thought it was going to be someone else. They all thought take out those immigrants. But they didn't think that it would be them. They didn't think that the leopard would come to eat their face. They didn't think that. All right.
Control your body.
Okay, hold on. Let me find the next thing that I want to show you all. Oh, it's on one of my, hold on. I think it's on here. Give me a second. All right, yes, this is it. Let me get this up so that we can get it on the screen. All right, let me get my headset in. Thank you all. I am live producing my show. Oh, we got to read the apples. We got to read the apples. My bad. My bad. Let's read these apples real quick. Let me get this off the screen. Let's read the apples that have come in. All right. All right. So let us all right. So here, Ultimate sends 333 and says, keep going, sis. Thank you. What's happening here? This is here. It's supposed to be there. All right. Thank you. And then we have Jada. Let's see. It's a personalized note. Oh, look at this. Thank you. 4B for me. Oh, gracious. Well, Jada sends through some cake with a bunch of monies and stuff falling out. And Kate sends through $1 and says, first apple, appreciate you, Tonya. So proud of you. Thank you. We have a first apple in the house. Okay. So I appreciate that. First time Apple giver, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so let's jump to this video that I wanted to play for you all. Oh, we got to set up our timer. 35 minutes on the clock. All right, there we go. Here.
6, the FBI is now looking into reports of racist text messages sent to people around the country and here in Metro Atlanta. They threaten to enslave people and force them to pick cotton. We want to warn you, some may find this story very disturbing. And Channel 2's Audrey Washington is live in DeKalb County after speaking with one of the youngest people to get that message.
Right, Linda, I also spoke with the professor here at Emory University. He specializes in cybersecurity, but as you said, I spoke with a 13-year-old boy who told me he received a racist text message that told him he would have to drop out of school and go pick cotton as a slave.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's rewind that back to the beginning because I was doing some other stuff. Let's see. How can we get this? I think that's the biggest we're going to be able to get it. Let's play again. Here we go.
6, the FBI is now looking into reports of racist text messages sent to people around the country and here in Metro Atlanta. They threaten to enslave people and force them to pick cotton. We want to warn you, some may find this story very disturbing. And Channel 2's Audrey Washington is live in DeKalb County after speaking with one of the youngest people to get that message.
Right, Linda, I also spoke with the professor here at Emory University. He specializes in cybersecurity, but as you said, I spoke with a 13-year-old boy who told me he received a racist text message that told him he would have to drop out of school and go pick cotton as a slave.
I am one of Donald Trump's associates, and your cotton picking sessions are from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Yes.
The text message is beyond offensive.
You will be dropped out of school and become a full-time cotton picker, making 75 cents an hour. Sounds good.
13-year-old Caden Reynolds, who is in the 8th grade, told me he received the text on Wednesday.
I was scared. And
what were you scared of?
That I was going to get picked up and out of school and have to be a cotton picking, have to pick cotton and slavery.
Caden's uncle, Richard Reynolds, said he stepped in immediately.
So I just reassured him this is not true. It's probably, a hoax, and just told him you can be whatever you want to be. We're not returning to slavery.
Law enforcement agencies are now investigating similar incidents out of Alabama, Virginia, South Carolina, and right here in Metro Atlanta. This message sent to a woman in Atlanta reads in part, "You have been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation."
That is horrible.
Rajiv Garg is an associate professor of information systems at Emory University. He said anyone can get a phone number over the internet and write the simple code.
You can send messages to any number of people.
Thursday, he showed me how the text messages can...
I need you all to just pay attention. There was a young lady that I had seen in a video where her face had been taken and put on AI P0RN. And so it looked like she was performing these acts because her face was pasted over somebody else's face. And she was terrorized. There was all of this stuff. She had to do her own investigation. And she had the help of the police, but she still had to do all of this digging because the police were like, well, there's really nothing that we could do about it because we don't know where this came from, blah, blah, blah. Who do you think did this? Do you think it was someone she didn't know? One of her father's friends. One of her father's friends. One of her father's friends. He had been close to the family, and it was like he was so close to the family that he was invited to weddings and functions and all of this. Meanwhile, when she was underage, he took her photo and had this stuff made of her. So these people have your number. These are people you know. This is what I'm saying. How much do you trust the people around you? People ask whether or not I'm fear-mongering. How much more will it take? This is happening right now. Come on.
Sent to people by gender and race.
Send messages only to a selected demographic. That's a code. You just copy the code, You don't need to install anything. You go to Google, you run the code, and your messages are gone. Like whichever message you want.
As for Caden, he told me he hopes all of the racist text messages stop.
And just stop discriminating other people and just be friends with one another.
We're going to need a lot more than
I
that.
spoke with the FBI here in Atlanta. A spokesperson told me that the national headquarters of the FBI, those officials there, have been notified. So we, of course, will stay on the story and bring you any new developments. And we are live here in DeKalb County tonight. Audrey Washington, Channel 2 Action News.
All right. Thank you all for participating in that with me. Let me get this screen back up. If you want to support the broadcast, the Cash App is open. It's $Tonya TKO. It is a verified account, so you know that you're sending it to the right place. There was a video that I did during the pandemic, right? This is it right here. It's about Birthday Becky. This is the video. And this was during the pandemic, I was doing some heavy reporting work, man. My fingers, this was like the days of old when I used to edit, and because I'm a film student. So I started out as a psych student, and then I went into film, and now I'm in grad school for psych. So I was a radio, television, film, mass media arts major, and this was when I was really getting into it. So I want you to see, this is, look at the production quality on this. I just want you all to just pay attention to this. I was doing voiceovers like the pandemic. This is what I'm saying. There's a lot of people on my page still left from the pandemic expecting for me to cater to them and all this other stuff. Even though this was a hard-hitting video, they stayed around lurking. But listen.
Happy birthday, dear Ashley.
We're outside making noise.
Okay.
My customers are upset. You can go ahead and do that, and I'll call the cops.
I'm gonna sing my sister happy birthday.
Go back to work.
All right.
Meet Ashley R. It's a bittersweet birthday, not only because of pandemic distancing, but tomorrow she's moving out of state with no immediate family members.
Happy birthday to you.
Meet Tiffany J. She's the big sister behind the camera, and this is the last time she'll get to see her baby sister before her big move.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ashley. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thanks, sis. Oh my God, I've been so emotional today. I'm probably gonna cry once you leave. Dropping your stuff off. I'm gonna miss you. Oh my gosh. I'm so loved. People do love me. I didn't know.
This is so sweet.
You're so whack.
They're having a wonderful
Sorry, guys, but I'm
moment.
actually working.
And then here she
Meet Birthday Becky. She comes out addressing these two beautiful women as quote-unquote guys. She hears that they're having a little social distancing celebration, and she exits her apartment and listen to the reason for why she decided to exit. But first, did you notice that big sis Tiffany was already down the stairs and Ashley was actually closing her doors? So go back and time it and see exactly how long that whole birthday interaction took place. 44 seconds.
Oh
Sorry,
my
guys,
goodness.
but I'm
You know what? This is a really great video. It's 15 minutes long. It's really engaging. Even I want to finish watching it right now, and I already know what happens. So on my other page, Tonya TKO Clips, that's where I was making videos during the pandemic. But there's something that I wanted you to see, because in this video, I talk about Dr. Joy DeGruy. This is why I pulled up this video, right?
Customers for 44 seconds of grace and understanding during this pandemic.
So yeah, she waited 44 seconds before she bust out. Like, come on, ma'am. Where were you in your apartment? If you were working, you would have had to take off your headset and all this other stuff. Go watch that video. It's a really great video. But listen, I want you to see this part.
Birthday Becky decided to come out and attempt to wield her whiteness on her negress neighbors. But why? Joy DeGruy, in a talk on post-traumatic slave syndrome, explored the addiction white men had to raping black women with abandon.
You talk about pedophilia and all that. Imagine being able to buy that. And then you could beat it to death too and get another one. I know it's tough to wrap your head around, but what happens to an appetite created like that? Where you could rape a black woman anytime you wanted to and it wasn't considered rape. Imagine being able to do that for a couple hundred years with impunity.
But what did white women become addicted to?
The Casual Killing Act was written because of the number of people who were killed while being corrected.
We already talked about the Casual Killing Act in the 1600s to protect white women from prosecution from beating black babies to death.
Such slave and shall happen to be killed in such correction, it shall not be counted felony, but the master, owner, and every other person so
But what
giving
other
correction shall be acquitted
privileges
of
did
all
they become
punishment or
accustomed
accusation
to?
for the same, as if such accident had never happened. You know how hard it is to beat someone to death?
Imagine having your sense of superiority, beauty, and femininity predicated on having a permanent underclass of women beneath you. What happens when that predication was built on a lie, and the moment the system that exalted you moves its crippling foot off of her neck, and she rises and shines like the nebulous, unstoppable black girl magic lace star she always was? What happens to your sense of self? What happens when you learn your genes are recessive, your birth rate numbers are low, and your coping drug use is high? And the world which gave you unearned, undue dominion no longer falls at your feet. And you see them same negresses inexplicably happy, joyous, juicy, and jubilant, when you, who seemingly has everything, is popping pills just to cope. What happens when you see a group of women who your people tried to destroy still create joy and take nothing, turn it into something, be beaten, crippled, and bred to be chattel, called a monkey, still create new heights of beauty and regality? What happens when they're celebrating life in a pandemic and you're sitting staring through your blinds less than 44 seconds from the door, pretending you have some important job, but you...
I want to keep watching. I want to keep watching. That video was on the other channel. I will put the link here because, woo child, I forgot I was going in like that back in those pandemic days. Oh, if I had the time to make those types of videos now. Ooh, with the music and the editing. Oh, it was too much. So the Casual Killing Act. Let me see if I can get this. Hold on, I'm trying to get the link for this video here. This is the video. I'm going to put the link here because you all need to see this video because the video is too much to just, it's good. It's good. It's a good video. So nonetheless, right? And lesser than none. Oops. Nonetheless, so the Casual Killing Act protected white women from the amount of black children that they were beating to death, like the cruelty. When they try to act like it was just white men, the election let us know it's not just white men. These women profited from, they were served on hand and foot. And when you got up and were quote unquote freed, they were crippled. They didn't know how to do anything on their own. They didn't know how to season. Let me just continue going forward. I don't want to, because we already know that they're still seasonally challenged, but let's continue going forward because there's other things that I want you to see, right? Here, if you want to talk about leopards, this right here, this was an old colleague of mine from when I first got on YouTube. And you know, I've been on YouTube for a long time. I grew up on here. She and I guess we both grew up on the internet. This is, I don't know if this woman sees my videos because when I change my hair, she changes her hair. So Joy Reid, you have some splaining to do because I want to find out what's happening and why I'm not going to say nothing because Jada Pinkett was changing her hair when I changed mine as well. But you know, it's all right. So nonetheless, so this is the video that, and Joy been getting down on TikTok. Like she even came out with no makeup on. She doing it like me. You know how I does it. All right, the link I posted in the comments, and you can also go over if you search for #birthday Becky. That's my video. You can go to Tonya TKO clips The video's over there. Just search on my page, Birthday Becky, hashtag Birthday Becky, no space. All right, so here, look.
In elections have consequences. Check out this post. The leopards are already preparing their feast. You know, those who join the leopards will eat my face party and then are shocked that leopards are eating their face. Observe. Results have already started. This is from an American woman today. My husband works for a small manufacturing company, and here in southwestern PA, that means most employees are Trump voters. When the president of the company sat them down today to tell them their annual Christmas bonus would not come this year because they now need to purchase at least a year's worth of products prior to January 21st.
So I want you all to go over to Francesca. Her name is Francesca Lee, and she's on TikTok. I want you to just check out her video. She's made this song called The Leopards Will. I'm not going to play it because I asked her for permission to play the song, and I haven't checked my messages to see if she's approved or not. So I don't want to play the song. So go over to her platform and watch that over there. But basically, Joy is talking about this company where the people are not the people are not going to get bonuses, Christmas bonuses this year, because the company has to prepare for the tariffs, right? Because people are like, oh, Trump is an economic genius, but the weight is going to be felt by the American people. I'm going to play a video. Thank you to the Knockouts behind the scenes who provided me with some of these things. I want you all to just take a look at this right here.
We're going to have the largest deportation in the history of our country, and we're going to start with Springfield.
Welcome back to America Decides. If re-elected, former President Trump has pledged to deport millions of people living without documentation, therefore unlawfully in the United States. Yesterday, he went a step further, vowing to revoke temporary protected status for Haitian immigrants living and working legally in Springfield, Ohio. So just think about that, adding those who are here legally to a large number of those here without documentation for potential deportation. A new report says the cost of any mass deportation effort, if enacted, could be catastrophic. That's the word the report uses to our country. According to the American Immigration Council, removing all of the 13.3 million immigrants without legal status in the United States in a one-time operation, if achievable, would cost the federal government at least $315 billion. Mass deportations of this kind could also lead to a loss of as much as 6.8% of the United States' annual gross domestic product, or more than $1 trillion. Adriel Orozco joins us now. He is a senior policy counsel at the American Immigration Council. It's great to have you with us, Adriel. Explain to our audience how you arrived at these numbers, and if these numbers are, from your estimations, on the upward side or the more conservative side.
Yes, well, thank you for having me. And I think it's really important to first highlight the reason why we put out this report. You know, we've been hearing a lot of proposals around mass deportation, but we haven't heard many details. And so what we wanted to do is really think about what would this actually look like? What would this actually cost? And what would be its impact for everyday Americans? And so in our report, we have two figures, like you mentioned. So there's an economic impact. And as you mentioned, you know, it could be up to 6.8% of GDP that would shrink. And for context, it's important to note that this is similar. Well, it's 4.2 to 6.8%, which in 2007 and 2009, during the Great Recession, the impact on the economy was 4.3% of GDP shrinking.
Okay, so in the big recession that we had, where everyone was weeping, crying, and gnashing their teeth, it was only 4%. We're talking about almost 7% for this shrinkage. And he's going to go on to talk about concentration camps and housing these people, plus the people that are going to need to be hired, as well as the way in which, so it's a really interesting video. The name of this video is How Much Would It Cost the U.S. to Conduct Mass Deportation? You see it up at the top here. And this is on, let's see whose page this is on. This is on Face the Nation's page. So go and take a look at that so that you can see. Oh, this is Go and take a look at that so that you can see what that is all about. So here, the next thing that I want to show you is, give me just 1 second, let me pull up, because we've gone through a lot today, so I want to make sure that I've gotten through everything before we get off of this broadcast. All right. This is being reported on a page on Instagram right here. Federal judge declares the program allowing immigrants to become U.S. citizens through marriage is illegal. This is what I'm saying. Listen, people who could not foresee this, like, who is surprised by this? Who is surprised by this? We're going to look at another video about the cotton picking tax. Here we go. So they're asking if anyone has gotten texts like this. So this is what the texts say. Greetings, you've been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Be ready. 12 a.m. November 13th, sharp with your belongings. Our exclusive. So listen, these people have a hunger lust for cruelty. They have a hunger lust for your fear. I'm not making these videos to fearmonger. I'm making these videos for you to contemplate and to prepare for expect the best, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. What is it that you're going to do? Where are you going to go? How are you going to handle this if the tables turn? Once these illegal immigrants are all gone, who's going to work those jobs? Slavery was never legally abolished in this country. We had the 14th Amendment, and the 14th Amendment says that slavery is illegal unless the person is incarcerated. When they said that you were going to be picking cotton for 75 cents an hour, or 75 cents a day, my bad, where do you think they got that number from? They got that number from the prison system. This is what people who are imprisoned are earning, working for some big companies like Victoria's Secrets. I believe Home Depot had also hired some of them, Sears Roebuck, who is now out of business. So I just want you to pay attention. So they're looking for people to see if you've gotten one of those texts. Here's a telephone number for you to call. The Office of the Attorney General is asking for anyone who received the text to reach out to the Civil Rights Section 202-727-3400 or emailing oagcivilrights@dc.gov, right? So it's like, all of these people who thought that they were going to be safe by voting for him, just like the post that I showed you in the beginning of this video, you're a fool. They are laughing at you, knowing your rightful place beneath their feet. They're laughing at you. They're laughing at you. And you're here none the damn wiser. This is sad and embarrassing. It really is. Let me go to my page and make sure that I have everything that we need to see. Oh, one last video. One last video. I just want you all to contemplate.
You may have seen posts.
I want you all to contemplate. What are the implications of the guardrails being off, all branches of the government being controlled by people who still wave Confederate flags, who are sad about you no longer being enslaved? What does the world look like? Let's go forward.
Posts like these shared on social media after the election. You may have seen posts like these shared on social media after the election. They contain alleged screenshots of racist text messages telling recipients they've been selected to be slaves. Some assigned roles as house slaves, others as cotton pickers. A Verify viewer texted us to ask if these texts are real. Using these sources, we can confirm they're real, and they've been received by people in multiple states. Sam Burwell, a WVEC photojournalist at our sister station in Virginia, confirmed that he received the message the day after the election. Burwell says he knows others who received a similar text.
I had a cousin up in Richmond that received the same text message, but I found it weird that in my text message, it had a different group number than his. and they both had our names.
Attorneys General from Virginia and Washington, D.C. confirm they are aware of these texts. Virginia's Attorney General Jason Miyares says he unequivocally condemns the messages. A spokesperson for the University of Alabama said students there received the texts and called them disgusting, adding that they've been reported to authorities. A spokesperson with the FBI's Norfolk office said that anyone receiving threatening messages should report them to local authorities. You may have seen posts like these shared on social media after the election. They contain alleged...
This is from the page, Verify This. All right? So I just want you all to pay attention to what's going on out there. Pay attention and act accordingly. There was a video that I saw, but I don't know where to put my finger on it right now, but it explained how tariffs are paid. Let me just search for it real quick. Let me just get... Okay, let me see if I can find it, because this person was explaining that tariffs are paid. Oh, here it is. This is it. Here.
Missionary.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Who pays for tariffs?
Okay, here. This is
Dean,
it.
are tariffs inflationary?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Who pays for tariffs? Not the company that you are tariffing. So let's use the favorite example. China exports stuff to us and then we tariff them, right? We as an importer of Chinese goods pay for the tariffs, not China. I think that's what the most important fact that people need to understand is that the company exporting the product does not pay for the tariff. How it works is this. They put stuff on a boat. It arrives here. When the company that imports it and distributes and sells it, let's say Costco, whatever, the distributor, goes to the port and takes it, they pay for the tariff there.
At the port?
At the port, yeah. It's all clear, when you clear customs.
Okay.
It's collected there. And basically what happens is when the product reaches the shelves, it's more expensive now. So what would...
so there's more cost to get it
it's like
here.
I did that example before, right? Okay, you buy a t-shirt for $10 without tariffs, right? And you sell it here for 12. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When you tariff China $2 on that, then it's going to cost you $12 to get here. You're not going to sell it at zero profit. You're going to have to bump the price up.
I know, but everyone says in the comments that believe this whole tariff thing, then we should be buying American-made T-shirts.
Yeah, okay.
We grow cotton here anyway.
That's a fallacious argument, though. Okay, what is your cost of living here? What is your cost of labor here compared to China? How are you going to pay people to make that T-shirt at the same price that they make it in China? It's impossible. And what's the result of that, right? You pass the price increase on the cost of labor, the cost of everything that's more expensive here, regulatory costs, taxes, all that kind of stuff. It costs more to make things here, which is why we only make certain kinds of things here. We don't make T-shirts here anymore. What do we make? An airplane. What do we make? We make
American-made cars. We do make them. Well, actually, no. I think we make them in Mexico because it's cheaper.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So the whole thing that people have to understand about manufacturing, like, oh, you tariff, they're gonna... No, the world economic, the what do you call it? The best manner in which for all countries in the world is to trade with each other. It's this concept of competitive advantage. You have low cost of labor in this country, or you have a lot of natural resources or other kinds of resources. Mm-hmm. You make that product at the lowest cost. And then you trade with other people, you know? And we're very, very good at making high, technology stuff.
And we're a knowledge economy.
That's right. And we're very, very, advanced. We make weapons, we make airplanes. That's what our competitive advantage is. How we make it exactly, right? Then you export that to other countries and you import the things that they're good at. It's called trade. It's how economies started, barter. Back in the Middle Ages, whatever, like, hey, I'm really good at fishing. I can catch a fish. That guy's really good at hunting, shooting a bow and arrow at a bird. That guy wants to eat fish and you want to eat chicken, whatever, right? You trade. Because I'm really good at this and that guy's really good at that. That's how trade works. It's competitive advantages. It's the most efficient, right? Everyone wins when you do that. Different countries and different, suppliers of things. It's not efficiency anymore. And what happens when you do that? Everything in everybody's own countries then becomes more expensive when you don't trade openly. Free trade. Okay, like Ed Yardeni says, free trade is ideal. It's not necessarily, fair trade would be a cherry on top because sometimes things aren't fair. China's not fair, no question. But free trade should always be the winner.
Got it.
All right. So I want
So
you
it
all
is
to
inflationary.
Yes.
I want you all to pay attention, right? So that page that came from, I don't know if this is the original page, but that page is Alex and Dean, right? So I want you all to just pay attention to what it is that we have. I want you to pay attention to what's coming. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, thumbs up. I want you to pay attention to what's coming for us down the pipeline. What's coming? People were crying. So Trump was able to skate in on Obama's good economy. Then he effed things up. And then when Biden-Harris got into office, then they were like, oh, things are bad. But wait till you see what's coming down the pipeline. These expensive these expensive deportations, trying to force us to buy American goods. You all know that I had a lipstick pack created, and I need to continue forward with that. This is one of the tubes, a sample. This sticker on the bottom, I went to get these printed in America. You know, America first. I went to get these printed in America. They were charging 15 cents a piece. 15 cents. I went to China to get it done. They were like 5 cents a piece, something like that. When the man told me that they were 15 cents a piece, I said, come on. I was like, I want to support, but this price, like, come on. And then I go to China, it's 1/3 of the cost. Because if I have to pay 15 cents a piece for that, I mean, the cost is going to have to be passed on to the customer who is buying. And by the time they say 15 cents for this, and this is where I made my mistake with my first makeup pack. I didn't factor in the cost for the goods to be shipped to me, which was added on thousands of dollars. And then that cost has to be pushed on to the customer. Otherwise, I'm selling at a loss. I don't know how many of you remember the vegan makeup pack that I sold. I have it right here because this is the vegan makeup that I'm wearing. So this is the makeup pack right here. It was a beautiful box. I first started trying to sell them. I first started saying that I was going to sell them at one price. And then after I did the numbers and I had to factor in all of the cost of all of these things, I was like, I can't even sell it at this price. Otherwise, I'm paying you to buy the product. I'm losing money on each sale. So I had to raise the price. And I sold it very close to what it cost me because there were a lot of items in there, right? And so I just want you all to know that if you think prices are higher now, just wait till you all have to pay for all of these workers that are supposed to be rounding people up. Just wait until you realize, because I remember in 2017, when Trump was deporting people then, I remember all of those farms were saying that they couldn't get Americans to work at those prices. The farms were empty. Oh my goodness, let me Google and see if I can find a video for you all. Somebody asked, why don't I have all my links ready? Because while I'm live, I start thinking of things that we need to see. So here, farmers complain about lack of workers. They couldn't get Americans to come. And if they could, let's see what this says right here. I'm searching for videos just like you would. Let's see what this says, because I don't know yet. I just clicked on it.
No grapes yet on these vineyards, but a couple of workers get the fields ready at this Oregon winery.
The kind of grapes that we grow here in the Willamette Valley are not just your everyday table varieties. We're making a luxury product here. That's what the Oregon wine industry is based on, and it requires not mechanization.
But now, as President Donald Trump's stricter immigration policy unfolds, farmers here are getting worried they won't have the manual labor needed during harvest season. Fears amplified after U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents arrested 11 farm workers in Woodburn, Oregon in February. 4 of them now face...
This is just one video. The video that I saw was a tomato farmer crying because his crops are dying on the vine. He's crying because his crops are dying, because there's no one to pick them. He can't pick them. And Americans, he's trying to hire Americans, but they don't want to do the work. What's going to happen when baby boys and baby girls, listen to all my knockouts out there, what is going to happen to our food industry? Huh? What's going to happen to the farms that are already producing at a loss, but they're getting government subsidies? What's going to happen when there's nobody there to pick all those grapes, all the tomatoes, pick the collard greens, the oranges, the pineapple, all of those things? Where you want to get food from when you go to the grocery store and ain't nothing on the shelf? I tried to tell black men this years ago when they were arguing with me on the internet. I said, you're not safe. You don't own the roads that lead into your area. You don't own the buildings that you're in. You don't own grocery stores or the farms that the food comes from. I'm like, you're on the internet arguing, but you're not safe. I tried to tell people this 5 years ago, but they shrugged it off. When these immigrants are not able to think about, when you go to the grocery store, all of these things need processing. The chicken needs to be cut, it needs to be defeathered, it needs to be blanched and cut and cleaned and all of these things, right? When the factories are empty, when the stuff from the farms are not being picked, when the grocery store shelves are empty, what are you going to do? There are people who are saying, I'm black, I'm not African, this is my land. What will your land become? What will become of this, oh, great land of yours? Because you see, racism has been, listen, racism, sexism, all the isms have been a festering sore beneath the stitches holding this country together. And it now has gangrene. You want to stay here and see what's going to happen? All right. Because you see, I don't know if you're not getting it. I don't know if you're not hearing me. If you're hearing me, I want you to put up 5 fingers or the number 5. Put up 5 fingers. Because these men are talking about protect and all this other stuff. For years, these people have been gathering generators, solar powers, ammunition, vests. They've been souping up their trucks and mounting them, getting their flags and their people together. What have you been doing? Do you think black people, even in the ghettos with all the guns that have been dropped off in crates, so I hear, you think we got more guns than them? There are more guns than people in the United States. The police are leftover, quote unquote, slave catchers. Listen, oh, come on. You don't hear me. Oh, I see some 5s. Okay, people hear me. Good. I want you to share this video, and this is why I'm broadcasting on all platforms, at risk to my platforms. Because I shared a video that even TikTok took down, and we went to my page and you saw my profile picture was gone, right? Share this video, tag this video. I know it's a long video. I'm going to cut it up and put it on my clips page. But I want you to pay attention, please. Pay attention to what it is that I'm saying here. It is time for us to get up and move, and then we're going to check the apples. It is $Tonya TKO. This is why I'm concentrating on black women. This is why I'm concentrating on black women. Listen, I don't know what else to say. Let me find some music for us to move and groove to. Listen, this is going to be our last dance break, so I want you to get up out of your seat. We're only dancing every 35 minutes, so love yourself enough to get your heart rate up. I know I look like a fool. I used to do these breaks where I put on the music and I would do it off camera, just move, but then I found out that you all were not moving. So now I look like a fool on camera doing whatever moves I can so that you all can get up and move with me. So please get up. Listen, if they try to come for you, you tell them no. Listen, no, get away. Get away from me. If they try to take you, you gotta fight. Remember how we used to fight back in the days?
Girl, you hit too close to the edge now. Only thing they got is toxicity. Think you need a cleanse, feel it out. You got the vibes, but think I know. You've done enough, but they still want more. You've been a good friend down to the core. Hold up, baby, don't take it. It ain't friendship if they just fake it. You don't need to put up with their bullshit. Tell them no.
All right, we did that. That was 3 minutes and 16 seconds. So you should be up to 9 minutes of exercise for the day, at least. All right? Oh. Okay. We have gotten to the time of the broadcast to check the apples again. So here, I'm tired, y'all. Here. What's that I hear? Oh. Hey. All right. Let's check the apples. Let's check the apples. All right. Trishelle sends $10 and says, for all the work you do, your voice is needed. Thank you, Ma. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me give you some hearts. Man, I'm so happy for that little exercise that we did. That felt good. Kim Yada sends $7. Thank you, Kim Yada. I appreciate that. Let me send you some hearts. All right. Ultimate Enigma sends $333 and says extreme austerity equals a crime. You know what? Austerity is when you cut back on spending, right? All right. I believe that's what austerity is. And then Jada sends $10 and says, get to the range and practice often. I know that's right. Let me send you some hearts. Absolutely. And you better start, because they've been telling you for years that gun ownership is not for you. That's why they arrest you and stop you when you're open carrying, but they let others go right into the Walmart and start shooting people up. Even though we are not the ones who commit these mass shootings, the people who do commit these mass shootings are never stopped when they're walking around with their long guns and rifles. It's unbelievable, but we are. All right. So now we're going to, if you want to send an Apple while I'm offline, you can do that and send your message through as well. It's $Tonya TKO. The QR code is right here on the screen. You can take a picture of it and it'll lead you right to the page. We're going to talk about self-love lessons right now. So from watching this video, what are the lessons that you've learned about loving yourself more? What are the lessons you've learned? So you're going to type in SLL so that I'll know that that's your, so that I'll know that that is the comment that you're writing and leaving. So you're going to type SLL and you're going to talk about a new way that you've learned to love yourself from watching this video. And you're going to talk about what you do want. Instead of talking about what you do want, we're going to be very intentional with our words. So we're not going to use words like don't, not, never. We're going to eliminate those and just talk about what we do want. All right? So let's keep going forward. So let's get these here. Come on, let's see these SLLs. I will get to the range and practice often. Okay. 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 Come on. Come on. Let's see what these SLLs are. Type your self-love lesson. Okay, we have Sun is going to join the replay gang. I don't blame you after we've been up all hours of the night. Come on, show your self-love lessons. This is the final part of the show. Then I'm going to give my self-love lesson and then we're going to get out of here. All right, come on, self-love lessons, SLL. And for everybody who's broadcasting in from the other channels that's not on YouTube, YouTube is the main platform. I don't know, after we showed up and showed out today, I don't know if they're gonna let me broadcast live on these other platforms, but if you enjoyed the show, make sure that you thumbs up, make sure that you follow. I'm looking at TikTok right now. I see SLL and Fitch. So when you type SLL, I need you to type out what your self-love lesson is, okay? All right. SLL, I will get up and move more often. Perfect. I will make sure to protect and prioritize myself. All right. I will be prepared. Practice small acts of self-care. Read and save my energy for Black women. I know that's right. I know that's right. I am learning, preparing for the new America that is to come. Okay. So you're going to stick it out. All right. I don't know how bad things are going to get, but remember, in The Handmaid's Tale, Gilead was broken off from the rest of the U.S. I come from a long line of women that have overcame all matter of adversity. I will do it. No, I ain't interested in overcoming it. No, I'm interested in living a good life. I'm interested in no more struggle and pain. So my self-love lesson is not about, come on, protect your peace and interest. This government, I see the word not in there, so let's type the SLL so I'll read your comment out loud. Let me go to some of these other platforms and see. Let's see what they're saying on, oh, we just listened to that song. Let's go to the next one. Hey, come on, let me see what they're saying on Instagram. Let's see. Instagram, I'm looking for your comments over there. I don't see anyone commenting on IG. So, come on. Take it one day at a time. especially in this political climate. I know that's right. White people have told us who they are for centuries. I believe them, so I act accordingly. If that's your self-love lesson, I know that's right. I'm gonna go over and look for the self-love lessons on TikTok. Let's see what we have over there. Is she not in the US? I'm confused. Who? You talking about me? You think I'm in this? I'm not going down with the ship. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So be that as it may, say what you want, I ain't going down with the ship. Just hear me. So when you see me broadcasting from another country, they don't want me here. They're not gonna make my life hell, and I still got my citizenship. Once this is all over, but listen, this man is talking about you don't have to vote no more. So leave freely. You still have the freedom to. Marcus is talking a word right there. I'm reading the comments. Listen, prioritize my soft life. I will finally carry my new Second Amendment and protect myself. Prioritize my soft life and mental health. How soon is the tech squad switching to app? It should be in the beginning of the year. So it's gonna take about 3 to 6 months for it to be designed and programmed. So we're talking about next year, honestly. So thank you for the motivation. My doctor wanted me to exercise more. Thank you, Tonya. Well, you're welcome. Come on. You can get up now and type while you think. Come on. Come on. We made this country what it is, and wherever we go, the magic follows. So having a solid sisterhood, lots of self-care, prioritizing more. I didn't get to tell you all about New Self. We're having an event in New York on December 14th. I'm gonna, the link is in the description of this video, but I'll show you all a little bit about that before we get out of here. Because we're meeting up with one another, getting sisterhood, all of that. Let's see what we have on TikTok. So on TikTok, they're saying SLL, focus on mental health. They're saying you have it figured out. All right. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. All right, SLLs, get your dual citizenship. All right, protect and pour into those that appreciate me. I know that's right. So listen, on that note, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you, I appreciate that. So I'm able to open it up right from there. Let's go ahead and get the music turned down. All right, here we go. All right, so here we go. I wanted to share this with you all. I forgot to talk about this during the broadcast. New Self, go to TonyaTKO.com and you will see my page there. So we're having an event in New York where we're going to be doing the work to create the change inside of ourselves. It's called New Self, release past emotional pain, step into your power and purpose without suffering a second longer, reveal, rewrite, and reprogram. This is what we're working on in this live event. So it's going to be December 14th in New York, and these are some descriptions of where you might be as a person and where you want to get. So you have big dreams, but you procrastinate, self-sabotage from self-doubt and limiting beliefs. You're hurt from past betrayals and want to erase the pain and forgive yourself for poor choices. Your negative self-talk discourages you and old habits creep back in. You want to walk away from situations that don't serve you and release the hurt and be free. You know you can change, you know you can't change others, but you're ready to change yourself, and you're ready to change yourself. And so these are some of the things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming. We're going to have self-theory lesson, meditation, guided imagery, sound therapy, sisterhood, trivia, and fun activities. It's going to be a wonderful time. If you go to TonyaTKO.com and then /new-self, you'll find the page. The link is in the description of this. There's also links in the comments. I'll put it here for everybody to see. And there we go. So I put that there. Thank you, admin. This is my story and what qualifies me to be able to lead this, what type of results have been gotten. And this is just an entire page. Go look at it and see if it resonates with you. There are still a few slots open for a few qualified women to come through. If there is a man that feels very aligned and he's ready to do the work and come into this room with his guards down and open and ready to just dive into himself, he's welcome. This is for you if, and this is not for you if, and then it's an amazing opportunity for us to be able to heal and become the people that we choose to be. So somebody is saying that they follow Black women who live outside the country and they're living their best life. Listen, you know, the crazy part about it is that these people are about to run out of hatred. These people are going to run. They're biting off their face. The leopards are biting off their face to spite their mouth. I don't know how to put it, but they're just, I don't know what to say. They're going to run this country down into the ground because they don't want to see Black people thrive. They want a nation of just white people. But before Black people came around, they were in caves, picking fleas off of one another, eating raw meat, unbathed. I mean, just look up your history. Before Black people came and taught them how to use soap. Oh God, no, and they're still not using soap. But I'm not even, listen. They want a country for just them, but they don't understand when we all rise, we all rise. When we all rise, we all rise. It's like, come on. There are FAQs on the page, OGK, because this is a sacred space. And the things that we're going to be sharing are going to be very personal. This is not just a workshop where you just write down some things. We're going to be going into modalities to create real change. Like, this is some powerful stuff that we're doing. And we're going to be talking about our vulnerabilities. We're going to be opening ourselves. And because of that, only the people in the room are going to be privy to what takes place in the room. So there won't be any virtual anything because we have to respect that space. So nonetheless, let me tell you all what my self-love lesson is. If you want more information about that, it's in the description of this video. I posted the link, TonyaTKO.com. It's called New Self. It's on my webpage, Tonya TKO. You can just go scroll down from the main picture. You see the link right there. You click on it and you go read. And I want you to listen. So OGK, go over to the thing, read it, and see if it resonates with you. Because everybody is not a good fit for this. So see if it resonates, because I want very qualified people who are ready to roll up their sleeves and do the work to come through. Some of them still eating raw meat, not using soap, and got lice. So all right. So on that note, I am going to give my self-love lesson. So let me give us some outro music. Let's see here. Here we go. All right. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself, my self-love lesson from today's video, is about having the internal continence, having that. To lead, follow, or get out of the way. And I realized from the posts that I've been putting up how people want to stay asleep. Everybody won't be saved. And that's okay. My self-love lesson is to help the ones that I can help and release the ones that I can't. Everyone is not awake. And if you're asleep and people are already starting to run, you're gonna have to wake up in order to orient yourself. And my self-love lesson is about helping those who want the help. Just like at my event that I'm having December 14th, helping those who want the help. All right. So this person's name is Tyra Chantney. And if you ever want to know a song that I've played in any of my videos, just Shazam it. They're all on there. All right. So thank you all so much for coming out. This concludes today's video. I am a grad student of psychology, so I'm very, very busy. I had one of my classes didn't meet this week because of election. So I'm happy about that, honestly, because I really kind of needed a break, right? So I appreciate all of you for coming out for today's broadcast. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you to the people who helped me test the connections. Thank you for the people who showed up. We had over 800 people on the live on YouTube. This was a big broadcast, and they stayed almost until the end. We have almost 600 people on YouTube right now. So we did a good job. We did good work here today. Share this video, come to the other page. I'm going to be putting up clips from this video. I need to go talk to my editor because I am not going to be able to edit this myself because I have a lot of studying to do. If you want to read about my grad school journey, it's on my blog, on my website. Just go to my website and click on blog, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you, and good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Like all the time. One night.